I did it!
Well, hello and welcome back, and thank you for coming back. You've guessed it, we are on the dancing, vibrating Chukotska rock, and Ochin Gracilialabou, the most beautiful woman in the world, is wiggling her rear end. Now, before we go any further, let's introduce you to the most beautiful woman in the world, Ochin Gracilialabou.
Hello everybody! How nice to see you again and again.
And again, so stick with us. We are at the rocky area to the rear of the Cape Paphos harbour, and there is the Cape Paphos castle or fort, and there is Gracilialabou monkeying around as usual. So these are the rocks that have been stacked up to protect the harbour, if you understand. I'm sure everyone understands that. And the sea is quite chop sea indeed. But of course that gives us something absolutely spectacular to view. And up in the sky just over there is the beautiful, beautiful sun, hiding behind a few clouds, and that's Gracili.
The sea is really what I like today. And I like when it's that naughty, because until now I haven't seen anyone naughtier than me, but I like it.
I think slowly but surely the weather's changing, and slowly but surely, if you understand what I'm about to say, our videos are going back to their roots where we haven't got that many tourists about, so we wander around on rocks doing death-defying stunts on the rocks, and the sea tries to eat us. You never know. If you're very, very lucky, this year it might get us, and there may be no more Marika and me, and that'll make a lot of people very, very happy indeed, I'm sure, but hopefully not.
We only bring in the fun into your hearts. What can be better? Watch us and you'll enjoy it more and more, again and again.
And again. Stick with us. Let's get our way up to the sunset viewing point, which is just over there, and let's follow the rear end of Ochin Gracilialabou, because I'm pretty sure even she
And by
can't.
the way,
Here we go. Here we go.
Mr. and Mr. Payne, this song is for you.
So that's the Ochin Gracilialabou dancing to Chukotska rock. Right, let's follow that rear end. Look at that. It doesn't get anything better than that. And she's going to guide us to the beautiful sunset viewing point, which is just up here, and we're going to watch that rear end as it descends. Look at that. Absolutely fantastic.
Norris,
Chucky Norris?
do you want my help?
No, I'm okay. I'm not that old yet. Right, we're back into the Cape Paphos harbour, but we're going to go that away. And we're going to follow the rear end of Ochin Gracilialabou. That away. Up you go. Let's watch you climb them. There we are. Those are pretty big
Sorry
steps.
about me, Mr. Paul.
Think of the calories that you're going to burn, Gracili. So this is where people come on an eve, and as you can see, they are starting to gather, and they sit down, they bring a bottle of water with them, they bring a can of beer with them, they bring an ice cream, or in my case, they bring the most beautiful woman in the world with them. And then what they do is they get up to here, which is the sunset viewing point. Why is it the sunset viewing point? Well, I'll show you why. It's because of that. There we are. So the sun, in about an hour's time, is going to make its final set, and it's going to start its descend off to downtown Cato, Australia. But don't worry, 6:30, it's coming back. And it's going to cut Paphos, Cyprus, again and again and again. You see?
In your case, you said somebody's bringing water or beer. In your case, would be having the large Coke that you like to drink.
Yeah, I'll bring a large cock and a beauty. There we are. So this is the sunset viewing point. If you look that away, you get to see the Cape Paphos harbour all the way out to the hotel coastal pathway. You've got the Almira Hotel, you've got the Alexander the Great Hotel, you've got the one with the little tower, that's where they threw us out a couple of weeks, that's the Olympic Lagoon Hotel, and it goes on and on and on, and then the final hotel is the Louis Vuitton Hotel at the very, very end, which is where the great man himself, Mr. Dave Jono, stayed, one of our very, very early subscribers, and in fact the first lunatic that got on an aeroplane after 1 week of finding us and came to Paphos, and now we are great friends, that's for sure. Dave Jono, how's Rotherham?
Dave Jono, the waves are annoying us, but I do love it. You should come very soon, and we get showered by the waves of Mediterranean. Blue, oh no, it's already green. Sea.
Yes, there is a bit of blueness leaving the sea, and it's now starting to go into a mix of blue and a mix of green, but it only adds that bit of character to it, and the chopsiness, as we say, makes it that little bit special.
Do you pronounce R in an English way or in a Russian way? Because you have to say now on green,
I see. As in bring. So we got the green, blue sea. Great sea indeed. And there's a nice bit of foam, bit of froth. It's very nice, and it's very picturesque. Have a look at that.
I must say, what a beautiful, huge power this Mediterranean Sea has got.
It has indeed. At this time of year it starts to ramp up, and if you've watched some of our earlier videos from February, we are about 6 weeks away from that sea becoming very angry indeed. But hey, that gives us some great videos. I remember one of our first videos for one of our first superstars, yes, Mr. Paul Butler, and his wonderful wife-to-be, Miss Beverly. They're coming out in November. Now, we went and stormed the wrong hotel first, eventually got it right, and attacked the Coral Bay Beach Resort, and the weather was absolutely, well, it tried to kill us on a few times. If you go and hunt for that video, the water tried to take us out to Italy, and Miss Ochi, that's the beauty, was running away screaming, and then a man in a big four-wheel drive warned us how dangerous it was, and then he tried to run us over, and then that was the first time that Ochi Resivia LaBouffe danced on a wooden table, and I turned round. Well, what can I say? I was already head over heels in love with anyway, but anyone who saw that woman do that had to fall in love instantly. And from then on, the Chuchuchka was born, the boots were bought, and then we found a rock which was christened by her, but named by two superstars, Mr. Jeremy, Mr. Simon. I only say Mr. Jeremy first because he's the youngest. There we are. Vasily.
Now I would like to say, Miss Justin and Mr. Andy, I was very humble and happy meeting you. Thank you so much for the time you've given to us. And then Miss Ann Bell also. And then also our not less favorites, Miss Pauline, Miss Denise and Trevor.
Yes.
We're loving you all to
Yes.
bits. Thank you so much.
Yes. Yesterday, if you understand the videos that you may have watched, we are accosted a few times.
And then the last couple, Mr. Paul and Miss
Vandel.
Vandel.
Yes. We were accosted many times yesterday, some on camera, some off camera, and I don't want to pick a favourite, but there are some stars in there. You're all superstars, obviously, but my true favourite, and I christened her the Monkey, and I even showed her the text because I never want to forget her name, and her name is Pauline the Crazy Monkey. And wow, this woman was dancing whenever she saw us, and then we saw her again and she started to dance again, that's for sure. And Miss Denise, you're a star, and your wonderful husband, please can I have his hair, Mr. Trevor. And I cannot forget Sweet Justine and Mr. Andy, who is from a rock band, we can't say the name of the band, and they're going to come and do the entertainment at our wedding this evening.
Yeah. Talking about Monkey Woman, and please don't get me wrong, and it's like a compliment, because when I'm monkeying around, I love it, and I go back to the childhood, and I will never ever forget the monkeying woman by the name of Pauline. Pure energy and excitement, you can't believe it. I even told to Mr. Paul later on, this woman, I can imagine how she was in the earliest days of hers. If now she's like that, thank you ever so much for your having open heart in towards us. Miss Ann Bell also, she came to me so gentle way. She said, Miss Marika, and I was really humbled. All the people, and sorry if I've forgotten any one of you, but I haven't forgotten. This is just the feelings over putting me up. And
Yes,
that's
you're overexcited.
why,
A bit like the monkey named Pauline.
Yes,
there
yes,
we are.
Indeed. And Miss Justin also, with your lovely husband, the time you've given to us, the braveness to accost us, whether we are doing video or not, we are just telling you, come and join us, and you will never regret that one day you met us. Thank you very much for watching. We are loving you all to bits, and many thanks for your time, support and attention.
All that's left for me to say is, of course, thanks for watching, and if you like what you see, please hit the like, click subscribe, and come back for a little bit more of our madness. I want to say to Miss Ann Bell, it was a great pleasure to meet you. We went into a shop and we were going to start a video. Miss Ochim Receiving booth was going to go and try hats on. People who follow the channel understand that she's obsessed with hats. So off she went. I went to start to film, and this lady came round, and as Marika said, she was so gentle, so polite, superstar beyond superstars, and she went up and said, oh, Miss Marika, it is so wonderful that I found you. That video was stopped, and then we had a good chat. We had a little walk along Cato Paphos Promenade, and she informed us she was going to the TJ's for fish and chips. So we said, hey, tell you what, jump in the car, we'll give you a lift. So we went to TJ's, and as I said to T&J, we not only recommend you as a fish and chip shop, we now deliver your customers to you. Give us 10 euros for taxi. Joking. Anyway, it's the greatest fish and chip shop in the whole of Paphos, possibly in the world. And just so you understand, this is something that I didn't understand, because I am not affected by it, but she went there before she came to the harbour. This is Mrs. Ann Bell, went to TJ's Fish and Chips, and she said to them, can you do a gluten-free batter? And they said, of course we can. So she went for a walk, we took her back, and she sat down and she had fish and chips. I have the email to prove it, and she said, fish and chips to die for. As everyone has always told us, and as we always tell you, we're not in their pay. They did once give us fish and chips for free. They've told us from now on we must pay anyway. But it is the greatest fish and chip shop in the whole of Paphos, possibly in the world. If you can find the Alexander the Great Hotel and you're heading towards the Cato Paphos Promenade, you literally walk to the Almira Hotel, which is just after. Take a right. There's a place called the Corner Restaurant and the Leptos Estate Sale Office. Next door to that is TJ's Fish and Chips. They're open from around about 2 o'clock until about 10 o'clock when the fish runs out, and they close on a Sunday. So if you want the greatest fish and chips in the world, T&J's Fish and Chips, as recommended by the superstar, the one and only Miss Ann Bell.
Approved. Thank you very much
You
for
approved.
watching again
There we
and
are.
again.
There we
We're
are.
loving you again and again.
There we are. And if you are still watching, because we understand that maybe one or two of you will watch to the very end, there's something I keep forgetting to mention. We thank you. We're well over 1,100 subscribers. We never expected to get anywhere near 100. We now have a target of 10,000. So please, if you haven't subscribed and you would like to, it costs you nothing. It costs you nothing to hit the like button. So it's all free to watch us on YouTube. You can tell us where you want us to go. If we can go, we will. Now, to the business side of it, obviously there are adverts on our channel. Please let them run for the 5 seconds. That will make us 1 or 2 cents. But if you'd like to give something to us, I don't like to ask for money, but if you'd like to give, click onto our About page and you will see a symbol of a cup of coffee, and it's called Can I Buy You a Cup of Coffee? You click on that with your debit card or your credit card. Very simple, and it's a one-off. That's all it is. Hit the button once, twice, 3, 4, 5, however times you want to do. Each time you click it with your credit card or your debit card, you will give us a couple of euros. Not a lot of money, but it will help us to grow the channel, and it will help us to go to Crete, Rhodes, etc. Receiving?
I know that they will. We're loving you to bits again and again. Thank you very much again and again. And we will see you again and again in another Our Madness.